Hi everybody, I'm Henna. Thanks for watching. Today I'm talking about two vanilla perfumes, and that is Guerlain's Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille and Elizabeth and James Nirvana Bourbon. Now, I decided to make this review because I was looking up the Nirvana Bourbon, and a lot of people said that it was a dupe for the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille, which I have a sample of, and I've worn the sample a few times, but nothing about it really blew me away. So then I had to compare this to the Nirvana Bourbon because, of course, the Elizabeth and James is a fraction of the price, and the Guerlain is part of the L'Art et la Matière collection now. So it is something that's worth, $400 and then some, depending on the size of the bottle. So I wanted to see if you could really get this type of perfume for a fraction of the price. And the short version is no, you can't. I actually think that they are a lot different, and I'll go into why and what's so different about them. I've been wearing them on myself, on my skin, for the past few days, and I've worn the Guerlain on one side and the Elizabeth and James on the other side, and they're always very, very different to my nose. I've also got them on paper, so I've got the Guerlain on one, and I've got the Nirvana Bourbon on the other, just so I could see kind of how they developed over time on paper, because things tend to develop more slowly, or certain notes become stronger or easier to detect when you spray them on paper. So I wanted to compare that for myself as well, and definitely I saw a lot of differences. The one main difference that I would say is that the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille lasts longer, it's richer, it's more intense, it's got a lot of depth to it, whereas the Nirvana Bourbon smells thinner, and it's not as interesting. It doesn't develop as much. It definitely doesn't last as long, and it's also sweeter. So depending on what you're looking for from your vanilla perfume, you're going to find that they do perform significantly differently. Really, the main thing that they have in common is that vanilla is a main note for both these perfumes. So if to your nose all you're detecting is vanilla, I think you could really go for pretty much any vanilla perfume and see if that satisfies your craving for vanilla. The Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille is, as I said, much more expensive. It came out in 2007, and the perfumer is Jean-Paul Guerlain. It has a cedar note and an incense note, as well as certain florals that just make it a little bit more interesting. I think the overall effect to me is like there's vanilla soaking in a cedar barrel, and you get to smell that vanilla after it's been aged, and it's got this syrupy, dense quality to it. It really reminds me of, an upscale bottle of vanilla that you would use in your kitchen to bake with. Like, that is what this smells like to me. Whereas vanilla bourbon, as the name implies, is a little bit more boozy, and it is more like a vanilla syrup that's not very strong. Like I said, this just feels like it's a little bit watered down, and not with using water. It's just like a little bit more alcohol-y, I would say, in how it smells. Like, it really does smell boozy, whereas the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille doesn't smell as boozy. It's as if, they've taken this and they've boiled it down and boiled it down and boiled it down, and you're left with the remnants of just, the richest ingredients, just the richest vanilla in like a big cask of cedar. Like, that is really what it smells like. The incense in the opening of Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille is really beautiful. It's not so smoky. It is kind of grounding, and it helps counteract the sweetness of the vanilla, or the potential sweetness. There's also benzoin in the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille, which gives it a little bit of a powdery quality, I think. So I really like that as well. And none of that is present in the Elizabeth and James, you know? But like I said, the Elizabeth and James is a fraction of the cost. So I don't know, maybe it's worth it if all you want is a very basic vanilla fragrance and you're not going to be thinking about it when you wear it. I think it's a good, safe fragrance to wear. It's not very in your face. It doesn't project too loud, and it is comforting and cozy, which I think both of these really are. And vanilla has that comforting, cozy, baking kind of quality, so I think both of them are safe to wear for that reason. Now, if you've never heard of Elizabeth and James, it's because this line is discontinued now. So this was originally launched by the Olsen sisters in the late 2000s, and the line was originally available in Sephora stores only. Since it's been discontinued, you can find their products at, you know, TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Winners. And there was Nirvana Black and Nirvana White, and they were meant to be worn together, layered, you know, for different effects. The black is patchouli and vanilla, and you can definitely smell that DNA to a degree in the Nirvana bourbon. And then the white one was more floral. The white one didn't appeal to me as much, but I really liked the black one, and I've had this oil for a long time. You can find, you know, body sprays and dry shampoos and all sorts of other products with these perfumes in them. And then they also launched in Nirvana Amethyst and Gray, and this one, of course, is the bourbon. And I like it well enough. I just don't think that I'm really the type of person that likes to wear vanilla. It just seems so basic to me that I don't reach for this very much, and I only reached for it because I was thinking of letting it go, and when I looked it up, that's what I saw about it. So I don't know. I've worn this for a while. On paper, I still like the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille a lot more, and I can smell it really strongly on the paper, whereas the bourbon has really died down and it's barely there at all. And I had the same experience on my skin. I found that the bourbon just isn't as rich and isn't as intense on my skin, and then the Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille had more lasting power, but I only did one spray of each one, and that was enough for me. And I still got, you know, 8 hours of wear out of both of them. I just don't, I'm not going to wear another vanilla perfume for a really long time because that's just not something that I enjoy wearing. I will say that of the L'Art et Métier perfumes that I have, I probably liked Queer Beluga a little bit better, and that has a really strong vanilla note also. It's just paired with a soft leather. So I found that to be a lot more interesting for me to wear, and I enjoyed that when I wore it. I think Spiritueuse Dupe Vanille, I just didn't enjoy it as much, and yeah, I guess that's why I still have my sample, lots of my sample left over, and probably I'm not gonna wear it very much anymore. So if you have a preference, if you've tried both of these and have a preference, let me know. If you have a favorite vanilla perfume, tell me why it moves you so much. I know that, you know, if you're looking for a good, affordable vanilla perfume, they are not hard to find. And I almost like Margiela's By the Fireplace a little bit better because it has like a marshmallow note, which is really prominent and has a little bit of smokiness, which I like. And then Whispers in the Library also is vanilla-ish, and it has kind of a dry, dusty character also, and it's more thoughtful in its wear. So I like both of those, and I think both of those are really affordable. I think it's not that hard to find a good vanilla perfume, at least in my opinion. I mean, I don't know what I would want from a vanilla perfume. Probably incense. I love incense. So if there's vanilla and incense together, I think I would want that, and I would want to smell like that, and I would want to wear that, but I don't want to wear any more vanilla because I've been tired of testing these, and yeah, no more vanilla for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.